What's going on, everybody? Stubbs here from Retro Handhelds, joined by my crew. We got Mr. Rob, the Retro Tech Dad. We got Ban, and we got Aish back on the show here for Season 4, Episode 2. You're home to the last week in handheld news, custom firmware developments, and stories from around the emulation scene. Guys, how you doing tonight?
Tired.
Tired?
I'm doing
that
good.
You every Monday, Rob.
Yes.
We're just, yeah, me too. Me too.
Monday, for
I was sick as a dog yesterday, so I feel your pain. I had coffee a few minutes ago, so hopefully I'll wake up as we get going here.
He's gonna text me at like 2 a.m. to tell me he's on AliExpress doing it again. Like, Stubbs, no.
I'll be like, I bought 45 E6 handhelds.
I'm pretty sure he'd text you at 2 a.m. anyways.
I do good, guys.
We've had some of our best conversations at that time, though.
I always tell Aish, like, I'm going to bed, at 10 p.m. Don't text me, don't at me, and I'm always seem to like be around, lurking.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I've gone to bed at 10 o'clock in ever.
No.
I keep trying. I keep trying to be my best self, and we'll get there. We will get there. Speaking of, there is another course correction here on our fancy schmancy podcast show here. So what we're doing right now is, let me pull up my notes. Podcast course correction. So news is going to be included now every Monday because we couldn't wait 2 weeks in between news episodes. We just have stuff we want to talk about and we want to cover. So not only does this keep things timely for you all to where stuff is still relevant, but it's also much simpler for us to just be like, okay, we'll include the news every episode, and then we'll still be switching every other for things like guests, for things like special deep dive topics, and kind of create just an ideal variety show for you all. We want to create something entertaining, also informative, and it's always kind of a fine line to balance. So we'll keep working on that. Let us know what you think in the comments. Also, see us next Monday, of course, for our first guest of the season, Joey from Joey's Retro Handhelds. We're going to give him a hard time, and we love the guy. So it'll be good. Live chat, how are you guys doing tonight? Oh my gosh, I'm hearing rumblings of Gamma OS coming to more devices. We're going to have to get into that.
We're gonna have to get Gamma on here at some point.
We got to have a Gamma show review.
I agree with that.
100,000 billion%.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's dive into the news. Okay, so this new handheld from Intel, rather from Tulpar, featuring the new Intel Meteor Lake CPU, likely to have the same chip that's inside of the MSI Claw, also the same one we saw in the OneXPlayer X1. This thing is coming in hot with a 7-inch screen and a very large bezel, but I like the coloring on it. The green on it is really fun, and I hope they do it right. What do you guys think about this one?
Oh, I gotta love the Skittles buttons, honestly. It just brings a little
me
color
happy.
to it.
Yeah.
I do like the green accents. I think I don't know why. I just like the way it looks.
I like the green accents. I'm not crazy about the Skittles buttons, but that's me in general. I'm usually not a Skittles buttons fan. I do like that we're seeing more handhelds support this chip. I think OneX has another one that's coming out with this same chip. We have the Claw coming out. We have this one now. Because usually more devices means there's gonna be more of a push. So we should be able to see better drivers, better things to support it. Because as of right now, from our hands-on experience with the Claw, the drivers just weren't there. So we can't really comment on how good it's going to be. It's always good to have more variety that supports that same chip, even though we might get a little tired of it at some point.
Yeah, man. I agree there. It's really interesting. I'm liking that we're seeing more of this chipset, even though I fear that this is going to be a very power inefficient chip from Intel. And
So
EDP starts at what, 15 watts or something?
So I have the X1 right here behind me with the chipset. So just tomorrow you can see what it can do.
You're dropping that hot vid?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Check out at Retro Tech Dad tomorrow on his YouTube channel.
And then I'll be sending that off to Aish as he'll be taking his perspective on it as well. So yeah.
I get to play with it.
Oh
yeah.
That thing looks like a TJD handheld. It's gargantuan.
Just
for sure. With the controller attachments, absolutely. Yeah.
Aren't but like at least it's in the middle and not at the very bottom.
Yeah.
No, and they're removable too. They are removable, so that helps.
Yeah.
Well, how does it compare, do you think, to this new player on the scene? So this is a Turkish company, right? And they normally sell under a brand called Monster.
Yep, in the UK, I believe. So they're like
Monster Notebook. Yeah,
I guess they're just a European brand essentially, and I believe that Tulpar makes laptops, and they're usually OEMs that are just rebranded with their badge on it. So I'm curious making this for them, because I don't think this was necessarily designed by them in house. So kind of interesting. It does resemble the AOK Zoe a little bit.
It does, with the rounded sides of the shoulder buttons.
Oh yeah.
It looks like AYANEO's like little brother, like gamer face handheld. That's how I feel. Like the RGB, the colors are there. Like shape kind of reminds me of something AYANEO would do. And the giant triggers.
It just straight up reminds me of the AOK Zoe. I mean, really, like.
Oh,
that's very much so. They're doing the D-pad right, it looks like, and the face buttons too. Like this looks.
At least it's not a dish.
I can see that the D-pad is a little bit raised, so I'm hoping that it has a good pivot to it, because I don't know what it's going on with these companies and trying to reinvent the D-pad. Just please stop. Please stop trying to reinvent it.
Doesn't have a patent anymore. Like, you guys can make a regular D-pad. It's okay.
Just leave it alone. It's been great for how many decades? It's just.
See, you were mentioning about the chip inefficiency. Just really quick, do you remember when we talked to MSI and they were giving us like these crazy battery life projections for like 4 or 5 hours?
Didn't seem to make sense.
No,
they made no sense
based
on the wattage.
They're hopeful.
Yeah, based on the wattage and then the battery capacity. There's no way. Those claims don't make any sense. It's mathematically not possible. Yeah, it's interesting.
It's not nothing.
Well, that's not all that we have coming. We also have GPD Win 4 is getting a refresh, and for me, this is exciting. So they're popping in the new 8840U upgrade inside of this thing. I don't know if we can zoom in there, Rob, but it's reported on here by Tom's Hardware, and they're saying, hey, look, it's getting the refresh. We expected this, but don't expect any new performance changes. Basically, what you get is an AI addition into the chipset. And GPU's the same. Everything's pretty much the same.
Yeah. This is a small refresh.
It's small.
8840U is very
minor.
Yeah.
Very minor refresh. But I love the Win 4. It's still probably my favorite Windows handheld, and so I might pick this one up.
Yeah, I think what's nice is that they're keeping the same form factor, but upgrading the chip. Because a lot of the times they just throw one form factor away and move on to the next thing. So having 3 generations of the same chip is just kind of a big change, to me at least.
I actually like that approach. I think that's how a lot of these companies should do that, where they have small refreshes of the hardware, and then every few years do a more major hardware revision. But this is the way they should be doing it. I mean, if you look at like the iPhone, for example, there'll be a couple of years where the phone's essentially the same, just with a little bit more power. But then there's that 1 year where they completely do a redesign. And I want to see that more from these Chinese manufacturers. I think this makes a lot of sense.
I think so too, Rob. Yeah, it looks nice. It's the same.
Win 4 is great. Win 4 is a great handheld.
It's the same body we've seen. They don't need to reinvent the wheel on this. Sure, put in the latest chipset and away we go. And I bet you there's small changes in here that are small improvements that they slip in. So that's why I'm kind of excited for it.
They could have done something to the cooling. I personally, the only change I would have liked to see them make is maybe get slightly bigger sticks. That's the only thing. The sticks are good.
Yeah.
But if they were to use something like what the OneXFly is using, it would have been a lot better. Like, it's still a small stick, but just the travel feels a lot better.
Yes.
And the chip makes sense. Like, it's for me, it's like a relevancy upgrade. You're not necessarily going to get any better performance in gaming because the AI cores really aren't going to do that much for it.
Right.
But for them, it makes sense because if somebody's looking it up, if the latest and hottest thing is the new chip, you kind of have to have it. If not, for the people that really don't know, it's going to be last gen. So they're not really going to know, the performance is the exact same. They're just going to hear 7 versus 8, bigger number, better number. I got to get the better number.
Yeah. Yep. I think so too. And I would say and that's what I feel compelled to do also. Not necessarily that you're going to get that much more of a value out of it. If you have a GPD Win 4, any version of it, 6800U, any of them, I would say still stick with that. It's going to be great as is, unless you want that Oculink port and you want to hook up to like their G1 external GPU, which also is getting a update. They mentioned in this article. I think that, I don't know, it's a solid tried and true device, and I'm glad that we're seeing minimal changes.
It also means prices get driven down because I mean, I just picked up the 7040U one off AliExpress on crazy sale. So, you know, it's great. Let them flood the market. It just means cheaper devices for all of us.
Why not?
Yeah, we should be getting review emails for the last gen one anytime in the next couple days, right? Like we usually do. Okay, guys, you want to review last year's because we're gonna make a new one.
We're gonna send you the 7840U.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh no,
that's what happened to us.
No.
There are some crazy like GPD fans that will buy these, and they're actually using them for work. So for some of them, like if they're buying the WinMax 2, whatever it's called nowadays, like the 2024 version, or even this one, you know, out there's somebody that's actually hooking this thing up and doing some type of design work or renting CAD or something like that. So there's going to be somebody that benefits from it. It's just not for us. Like
I actually use my WinMax 2 to edit a video in the past. So the WinMax 2 definitely for sure is good for productivity. I mean, the Win 4, that's interesting. I mean, if you dock it, sure, but I don't know if I could thumb type a Word document on that thing.
GPD is solid. It's good. Yeah. Well, and many people will say, why are you worrying about putting Windows on a handheld? Just get a Steam Deck. In fact, if you have a Steam Deck OLED, guess what? Now, let me just pull this up. Yeah, that's right. Valve says we are getting a official overclock. So here is on the Steam Deck subreddit. They actually added this into the BIOS into a recent build here, and it's only on the Steam Deck OLED. But you can't manually adjust the values for CPU and graphics overclocking, and also undervolt the RAM and all that. So this is, I mean, Aish, so you were the one who brought this to my attention. What's your thoughts on this?
I think it's awesome because even if it's just a little boost, there's plenty of games that even you can take them from, let's say, mid 20s for FPS up to closer to 30. That game just became playable. So that's a pretty big thing. And even for emulation too, if you can kind of adjust things, I think it makes sense that they did it in the OLED only because of the better cooling. I don't know how the original Steam Deck would handle overclocking and all of that, because you're kind of flipping a coin. Even though you're getting the same chip, it doesn't mean that chip is going to be rated and is going to be able to take the exact same amount of wattage as another chip. So with the OLED, you know, you can push it more, so it makes purchases for them. I'm probably going to be, I want to try it. I trust that Valve is making and giving us that option because they know it can be stable. And if I fry it using their official way of overclocking, I know they're going to send me a new one. So I'm not too worried about that. It's pretty cool that they're doing that though. And it's also makes sense for them to wait a little bit longer to release these things so that if you bought an original Steam Deck a little bit before the OLED, you don't really feel like you're getting left out. Like let the playing field be even for a little while. Yeah. And then later on, you're going to start seeing the fun new things.
I bet you they're going to add it to the LCD version at some point, is my guess, just as an option. Yeah. But they have to be holding off because maybe there's not a lot of sense since it's not as efficient. You're going to have to dock the LCD version probably to make the most use of it and all that. So I don't know, man.
Also, we still have to see how much we're going to be able to get out of it with this overclock. Like, if it might be a minor thing. Who knows? We'll see. It's exciting that it's there. For emulation is why I like it, because we might be able to get a little bit more out of those higher end systems if we can give that CPU a little bit more juice than what it's rated for.
Yeah. It's just nice to see that Valve is constantly thinking of the community and looking at the tinkerers for these devices and saying, listen, these guys want to do this. Let's just give them an official way so they stop going around the warranty and doing a bunch of crazy hacks and stuff. This is really cool to see. Good job, Valve. Thank you very much.
I mean, Valve pays attention. If the community makes something
for sure,
like a plugin or something, and they look at it and they say, hey, this can work, and they see people actually making it work, they're going to add it. So who knows? Because that chip is really only held back by the TD. Well, not really only, but one of the big things that's holding it back is that we just can't drive that much power into it because it wasn't really rated for it. So if they can figure out a way to get that higher, it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I think so too. So Steam Deck, good. That's great. Also, we have other things going on too. As far as AYANEO news goes today, oh man. All right, so ET Prime, the man, released this video today saying, hey, we have some emulation testing for the Pocket S, and he's showing that it can play well up to PS2 just fine. We know that it's rocking that Snapdragon G3X Gen 2 in there, supposedly better than the Odin 2, although marginally right, Ban. But
yeah,
this is a bezel-less, sleek, thin Android handheld with, you know, Hall sticks, an IPS screen, and all the bells and whistles you'd expect from an AYANEO, from like the Pocket Air, but in this like nice little form factor. It looks freaking cool. So
it looks like an iPhone 8 with controllers on it.
Yes.
Which we all secretly wanted back when an iPhone 8 was around.
Yes.
yes. When this is what we wanted the iPhone 8 to be.
I was an HTC user. Okay, please don't put me in that category.
Don't.
Yeah,
don't tech shame him.
Hey,
Yeah.
I was on a Pixel, so I don't blame you.
Hey, HTC was cool back in the day.
Yeah. Pixels.
I have to agree with the Gamma Squeeze, though. I mean, whatever. Who cares about ergonomics? This thing does look super sleek and sexy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it looks like a nice piece of tech.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I would just, if the price is right, yeah, come on, $300 to $400, it has to be. They keep, I mean, the Fox mentioned this, they keep putting off showing the price and launching the Indiegogo. They have to be a little nervous about what they need to price this at, I'm sure, because I'm sure it's realistically going to be $400 to $500, and
maybe,
you know, I hope they realize that anything over 100 is gonna just be dead in the water. There's no point.
Yeah,
don't even bother.
Well, they
Part
have.
of me feels like they don't care.
No, they're just doing. They're just doing them. They just.
I feel like here's the way I look at AYANEO for me. Like I feel like they feel they're the Apple of handhelds, to where they're gonna throw something outrageously expensive, but they're gonna trust their quality so much that they're like, people are just gonna buy this. I'm not saying it is or that people should do that or anything like that. I'm just saying like that's the vibe I get from them, that they feel their product is so good and so much better than everybody else that they don't really care.
That they'll just price it at what they need to price it at, and
yeah.
But they have to have learned a little bit of a lesson from releasing the Pocket Air, because I mean that one, guys, it's a solid handheld. Don't get me wrong; it's probably one of my favorite Android handhelds, but it still was priced too high. And they didn't sell that many. You know, they sold what? It was a pretty small number on their Indiegogo campaign.
Yeah. They maxed it out at like 1,200 units, and I think some of the tiers didn't even reach 100.
Well, remember they announced for like a little bit of time there that they were switching over to a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for that one. So they were going to try to match the Odin, but they kind of backtracked that one pretty fast. My guess is they just figured, you know what, it's not even worth it. We have this thing coming down the pipeline anyway, so let's just shift all our focus to it. And I think it was like a good move. That it looks like a fancy PS Vita iPhone kind of mix with this thing. It looks cool.
The only thing they dropped the ball on is not having an OLED screen here, because they really could have gotten one up over the Odin 2. Just that one change. You can see how many people are just dying to have OLED these days. Look how much the RG556 is doing in sales. You know, it's doing really well. A lot of people just want it for that OLED screen. They're like, you know, it's a little underpowered, whatever. This is, I don't know.
Yeah, the screen, the fact that they don't have 5G are the only things that make me feel like they are kind of paying attention to what the Odin 2 was doing. But you know, even with that, the price is going to be higher. That's I can almost guarantee that that's going to be the case.
And ergonomics was not in the forefront of their mind with this one either.
I mean, didn't they already announce a grip for it?
That does.
Well, that would fix a lot of issues for people, but who wants to carry around a grip? I mean, let's be honest. I have grips for a lot of these devices now. I mean, for Retroid and all that. And in the end, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to pull the handheld out as it is. I rarely use the grips, even though I talk about saying this is going to be better with the grip and it's a better experience, which it is. But how often do you actually bring the grip with you when you go somewhere?
I almost never use a grip.
So slim.
It has to be built into the device. It can't be just like an extra thing, because I have to take it with me. I have to put it on, take it off. I don't want to do that.
That's why I don't use grips. It's just so much easier to throw the device into your bag and then just as is, you know.
That's why I like.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's why I liked things more like the Nitro deck, because it came with the case. The grip was built in, basically.
Yep, that's why Valve did it right. I was gonna say one thing I do have to admit for my AYANEO and most of their devices, they do a really good job with the aesthetics of like the device itself. A lot of their stuff looks really good.
Oh yeah.
Box Boy, I love that game.
It's 3xing Citra right there, pretty nice with Vulkan.
Game.
Do you notice that that ETA was running the Vulkan on Citra?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
That's not as impressive as it used to be though, with how good Citra's beginning a lot of development. So if you have a Snapdragon chip, you're going to be able to get a lot more out of it. So 3x on Vulkan is not as crazy as on Citra as it used to be. It's still impressive though, but
yeah, it is. And he left out Switch emulation in this showcase, which I'm like, man, I know a lot of people are going to want to see that on this chipset. That might be the deciding factor. Hell, you can play, the new Prince of Persia game on Switch right now, even on the 556. You were showing that, Aish, in your video this week, which, by the way, that was an awesome video. But
thank you.
Imagine running that, 2xing that on this device. That would look so freaking sweet. So as long as they pull the screen off and they offer grip for ergonomics, great, and the price is right, then I'm picking this one up now. I am now convinced to purchase this.
I mean, we've seen some really good non-OLED panels, though. So I know we all want OLED, and of course, it's going to be better. But we've seen a lot of really good panels, like the Odin 2's panel. I think looks great, and it's not an OLED screen, so I don't feel like it's a complete deal breaker.
Yeah, I think this panel is going to be good looking. I mean, just based on the footage we've seen, it looks pretty sharp.
I mean, IPS panels definitely can look very nice to the point where you're like, you know what, OLED schmoled. Look at the Legion Go. That was a really nice IPS panel. I'm like, it's fine. ROG Ally, same thing. I don't need an OLED on that. But once you get things like the Steam Deck and you get the 556 in your hands,
I was gonna say, that's the thing though.
It's tough. It's tough. Now you've raised the bar.
That screen on the 556, I tried so hard in my video to do it justice, and I feel like I wasn't even close, because if for anybody that's never had like a 1080p 5.5-inch screen on their handheld, it is crazy sharp. So anything you're looking at, it looks so good. The colors are so much better. I know I just said like we've seen some good IPSs. We have. That's why I'm saying it's not a deal breaker. But if it's an option, like OLED's going to be better.
Right. Well, speaking of good IPSs, there's also a device that's at Best Buy that has not such a good IPS classically, and it just got hacked. You guys want to take a look at this thing? Oh, yeah. The PS Portal has a native version of PPSSPP running on it by this by this hacker, Andy Nguyen here, and he said, it took him a few months of hard work, but they hacked it with some help from XYZ and Zoda 2, and don't expect this anytime soon to be public, but this is fantastic. They released this back in November, and they've already hacked it here in late February. So
I'm pretty sure the Flow has done work on PS4, PS5, and hacking and things like that too, like homebrew and stuff.
Okay, so they're already kind of known for this.
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive I've seen that name before.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen it too.
Well, I mean, right there, Jade of the Bell audience says the Flow is a legend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm almost positive I've seen this name before.
Flow is the Vita god. Okay, so you have the right person taking care of this thing here.
There you go.
Well, so you have a $200 device, which, by the way, at Best Buy, I saw you can buy it for $150 if you find one open box. Good luck to that. Good luck finding one. But if you do find one, it's $150. So $150, sure. Subpar IPS display, but you have the most comfortable ergonomics. This Portal, in my review video, I was like, this is the most comfortable handheld I've ever used. And it's still, even more than the 556, the most comfortable handheld. Problem is, of course, everything else about it. But now this, let's run emulation on there. I'm happy. $150.
Should have been able to do it from the start.
Yeah,
really, I know.
Should have.
I know.
Well, I understand why PlayStation didn't do it from just economic standpoint. Like they want you to buy this and play their stuff only. That's it. They don't want you streaming anything else. But when we saw this is kind of like a masked version of Android, and it's running a Snapdragon chip, we're like, oh, this is gonna get hacked at some point.
Yeah, I know.
I'm wondering what they're doing for storage and all that. I don't know how much internal storage is on that thing. Like, I have a lot of questions.
6 gigabytes.
Okay.
Internal.
So Yeah,
So
it's
you
the
throw a-
assumption that it's an 8 GB chip, but 2 gigs is being used for the operating system.
right.
Mm.
So it's not going to be, no matter what, you're not going to have an end
No.
all be all device, but it's 2 gigs, and it's 2 gigs less than that Lenovo ThinkView hub. that this man right there hyping.
Yeah, you can do quite a bit. I mean,
You can.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool. I still have
Yeah.
mine in the box, but I'm gonna get to that. But okay, PS Portal, good job
hey,
hacking it.
it's a good thing that PPSSPP supports CHD format now.
PPSSPP.
Oh,
It is. That's true.
Press that thing. We
CHD.
can put a lot of PSP
Press that
games
sucker.
on there.
Here's the thing though, with that compressed version, you have to use DVD CHD compression files, and for some reason the performance isn't as good. It's slightly worse than what it is if you're using a CSO file or just a straight ISO. So I'm hoping that gets better the next release.
Yeah, and I wish I had a micro SD card slot too.
Yeah.
And that would be game
Would've been
over.
great.
That'd be Logitech G Cloud level.
It looks so
recommendation.
comfortable. I mean, like
It's
it definitely does.
It does.
so comfortable. That's the
I
one
think-
thing. It's like this is so
Yeah.
comfortable.
Emulation on it is cool. Like you can probably load it up with like the full Super Nintendo catalog.
Yeah.
But I think the exciting thing of it being hacked is the streaming possibilities, because you can do Game Pass, you can do Moonlight, you can do a
Yes,
lot of other things if you can sideload onto this one. That's what's really exciting for it.
And I'm sure, yeah, I mean, KSAMJ right there, I'm sure it will be patched by Sony. You're going to, same thing with the Vita and the PSP. You're going to want to stick to those older firmwares, right? And be careful when you're updating. But that's the life of the tinkerer.
Though I will say, with streaming, I think it might be a bit harder to stick to the older firmwares if you want to try using it for streaming still.
Yeah.
Well, he's saying get one now before they patch it. So
They're hard to find still. That's the
They are.
problem.
Or you can get a cheap tablet like an Amazon tablet and put PS Play on it and grab a Galileo and have a good time.
I mean, there you go. We're going to talk about
That's an option.
controllers soon.
Yeah.
Speaking, we're going to talk about controllers right now, guys.
Oh yeah.
You guys ready for some hot dog action? You guys love hot dogs, right? I just had a hot dog for dinner today. I'm not even joking. So Hyperkin, God bless their souls here. They've released this Oscar Mayer Wiener hot dog controller.
I love it.
You know, it's not special as far as like Hall sticks, nothing crazy on it. It's just a Bluetooth controller for your various devices. But it is in the theme of a giant wiener. And we all know how, Rob loves his Oscar Mayers. I ate one today in celebration. It's great. What in the world? We have an article about this that just got released by Nick on our writing team today. Who wants hot dogs? Look at that sucker right there. See-through orange shell.
Honestly, seeing the real life
beautiful.
photos of it, I'm like,
Yeah.
why do I want this stupid
Look at that thing. Look at this. Look at this. Yes.
It looks like it's one of these. Like,
like
it's,
a dough.
it's an 8-bit dough controller.
It's an
copied that.
SN30.
I love it. Bun fact.
Button.
It has bun facts when you buy it. I
Ooh.
mean,
Oh man.
this
That's
is for the
awesome.
collector who really wants to have all the memorabilia. This is gonna not only is it gonna be good for gamers, but hot dog fanatics. I'm talking Oscar Mayer diehards are going to be doubling over, trying to get this day
I
one.
mean, it's not just Oscar Mayer though.
What?
They've got multiple different colors.
They
Well,
have a,
Here's the
they got a
thing.
mac and cheese one too.
They
I
got
saw that.
sriracha.
We should pull up that Kraft mac and cheese variant. I
Let
think
me
it's on
find
the
that one.
Amazon link.
I
Yeah,
think Hebrew National Dogs are better than Oscar Mayer. I'm just gonna put that
Ooh.
out there.
I agree with that. I
he's
agree with
throwing
that.
down.
I mean,
Yeah.
shots fired for sure. But
Yeah.
this is
No, he's right. He's right.
No, yeah.
this is the official name for this is the Pixel Art LE.
Oh man, I have to get this for my
one.
daughter.
They
She
also have
loves sriracha.
They have sriracha, yes.
That's awesome.
And
No.
they have the Kool-Aid. The Kool-Aid.
And
Very.
Here it is. Oh, this is
Dude, I would
great.
if they make a Smuckers one, I'd be all
Oh
over it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
didn't
Oh,
they?
yeah.
Uncrustables and Uncrustables
Oh,
controller.
and yes. Who wants a crust? Nobody.
yeah.
This is
They have a Rob. They also have, of course, the
They're
mac and
desperate.
cheese, but they have like 4 or 5 other versions of this thing. You can-
Jeez.
They just
Why?
got the Heinz ketchup one too.
Oh, here
And
we
there's
go.
a
Here's-
Heinz
Here's the
ketchup that
Heinz
just came
one.
out. There you
Yep.
go. And
Mac
they
and
also
cheese.
have like cases for your Switch and things with the same logos. They're right there.
The
Kool-Aid.
ketchup, the
Oh,
ketchup
man.
bottle case is hilarious.
I feel that this is something we would have seen commercials on Nickelodeon for.
This is our
They have
childhood
high quality
basically
symmetrical sticks. That's good to know.
Beautiful.
Gotta have that high quality.
It's so
I would from Hyperkin. What I would like to see. Like, do you guys remember that like Game Boy control thing you could slide your phone into?
Oh
Yeah. I wish they would make a new version of that. That'd be awesome. Just like a USB Type C one, a little slimmer. Pop it in there. Give us some fun stickers.
Well, that's
bust through the wall. And I know what you mean, Aish. Yeah. Just
give
throw a
them
bunch
something
of
at least for originality. That's they're definitely doing something different.
Yep.
I don't think the controllers can run Gamma, but not yet anyways. Give it time.
Sounds like a challenge.
It really does.
I mean, they can control Gamma, but not run it.
Well, if you want to pick one of these bad boys up, of course we got that in this description. Also, we're now listing links in a sources file. So in our description, there's like our retrohandhelds.gg/sources. Click on that. Now we're going to put all of our links in there so we don't clutter up our description, so you can scroll and find what you need a little bit easier. Thank you to Regs for helping me with that today. I need this, obviously. Which one do I get? Probably the mac and cheese. Probably the Kraft mac and cheese. I mean, that's kind of
Kool-Aid.
I like
Kool-Aid's nice too.
I'm going with the ketchup.
Yeah.
Going solid ketchup. Ketchup smells so bad though. You ever gotten ketchup on your clothes? That smell never comes out. I never want to have ketchup.
I just have trouble with watery ketchup, if anything.
That's the worst.
You gotta shake it
on your
first,
hot
man.
I do shake it.
You gotta shake it. You gotta shake it.
I shake the bottle.
No, you're not shaking it. How are you getting water?
He's
How you getting water?
He's buying ketchup. He's not buying ketchup.
This is ridiculous, man.
It's getting stuck in the lid. Hunt's ketchup. It's cheap.
See, that's your
need
mistake.
Filtration system. You got to shake it up, dump some into like a cup first, then midstream pulled over to the dog.
Yeah.
Squeeze it.
That
I
big
always
Lego figure is messing with me behind you. I feel like you just take parts off of you and put him on.
Come
that
alive.
thing. Yeah. For the audio listeners, there's a giant Lego person behind Band, and it's freaking me out.
Yeah, because
sorry, I didn't want to derail anything.
He's trying to make his background look less fake, but it's not helping.
It's worse.
I'm the one who derails this podcast. What is happening
I'm
here?
sorry. No, it's just there, and it's weird. Like you just imagine Band like taking parts off and putting it on the Lego thing.
Well, I mean, he is getting slowly larger and larger in the backdrop as we keep talking. So he's approaching you for the. That doesn't look like a real backdrop.
It never does.
That's fake. Where are you, Ban?
Band's an AI construct.
You escaped my attic. I mean, I let you out, and now you're over there.
I 3D printed this room.
You just told me today that you're low on potassium, and I just want to say, eat some bananas, even though they make you sick, or beans. I'm not allowed to talk about that. Okay, now. What?
Oh, I was gonna say Ban can use his emulator for multiplayer now.
That's true, I can.
Oh shucks. Well, guys, we spent way too long on that topic. Hey, Yuzu is coming out with a new feature, already out. In fact, they have multiplayer. So this is local multiplayer, which is awesome. But you can port forward and get it onto the wide open internet, so you can play Switch games with your friends, and you just need to host a room. Yuzu provides self-hosted, or they provide their own hosted rooms, public rooms. People can join, because otherwise you have to basically host a 24/7 VM or a computer or a Linux box or something for this to work. So there are some overhead requirements, but it's pretty cool.
It's very cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
It is.
We got to do an RH one.
We were just playing Mario Kart 8 yesterday.
Oh,
but,
did you guys try it out? Oh, that's
but not with this. No, we were doing legit.
Was it? Okay.
We're dummies. We're just playing legitimate with like our purchased games. We're
that's easy. That's the easy way to do it.
It was easy, but this is way cooler. We can play on our Steam Decks, probably with better FPS than Switch can.
It's the better Switch.
It is.
I mean, it's the Switch 2 Ultimate.
Switch 2 Pro.
That's not all that Yuzu has. Also, they have a new control mapping feature. Finally, and Russ reported on this from Retro Game Core. He says, look, you don't have to switch between Xbox and Switch mode on your various Android handhelds, like your Odin 2, your RP4. Now you can do it. It's just built in, so you can just map your stuff. He's also showing a sexy shot of the Pocket S, which he's about to cover, which I can't wait for that video. Show us.
Oh yeah.
Show us the goods, Russ.
Show us the pocket.
We love ETA, but we need that Russ video. All right, so that's some nice emulation news. More emulation news. EmuDeck. We love it. We love to see it on Steam Deck, but now it's on Android, officially released now. You do have to support their Patreon or their crowdfunding there, and I think it's only like $3 or something, and you can get access to this. So Andrew on our website here reported on this week, and I can't wait to try it out. There is overhead requirements with this too, of course. One of that being that you need to connect it to your PC, so your Windows PC, and build it from there. I don't love that. I would love to see it on the device, so hopefully we'll see that soon from these guys, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
That's probably why it's still only available on their Patreon, because they're still kind of working things out. It's not ready for a full release, but it seems like it's stable enough to where if you're a supporter and you want to try it out, you should be able to do it this way. Yeah, it's cool though. It's probably still faster than setting everything up yourself if you can just plug your phone to your PC and just run it from there.
It's a good start too, I think.
It is.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it takes a lot of that work off, because setting up Android handhelds, guys, is the most time-consuming, annoying thing every time. And every time I seem to forget how it goes. I'm like, okay,
I think Windows is way worse.
Yeah, Windows can be a pain too. Well, EmuDeck fixed that. Man. They released their Windows build, and hey, boom, it all just works.
I wonder if it optimizes things for your device, because that would be awesome.
That would be nice.
Actually, downloading the emulators doesn't really take that long. Setting them up is kind of the hard part. So if they have like performance profiles, or if it can kind of detect what chip you're using and set things up for you that way, that would be amazing. That would be game changing for Android.
I'm proud of the team over there at EmuDeck, Dragoon Doris, for even taking this on. Android emulation automation like this is such a beast. A lot of folks have tried this in the past, and the closest one that got there was another product by this dev called Pegasus for Android or something. Pegasus installer, Pegasus launch, which we saw last year, and that got the work started. So I guess this is sort of an evolution of that idea. And I hope that it optimizes the emulators for you, because that's the value added right there. I would happily plug in my Windows PC if it went through, set up Aether SX2, set up, Dolphin, mapped it. You could even tell it, I have an Odin 2. Great. Here's your perfect settings. That's where I would love to see this software.
There's a way that it could work if you, like you were saying, if you can plug in your PC and just kind of put like, this is the chip I have in my phone, and it could just do like a quick reference of like specs for that one and be like, oh, these are the settings that might work best for you. It's going to be almost impossible to set up perfectly, but that's kind of what keeps people away from Android handhelds, that you have to go into and do all these things, even though personally I think Android is a better option for gaming, just because of how versatile it is, how many more things you can do with the development and all of that. I can completely understand why somebody looks at it and says, I don't want to do that. I just want a Linux handheld that's going to play my Super Nintendo games right off the bat.
That's why a lot of people just want to pick up Linux, pick up a 35XX or whatever. Just boom, it works. Well, good job, EmuDeck. That's really cool.
Good job.
As far as other news for custom firmware, Batocera Lite is now in beta. This is another exciting one. This is from Acme Plus, and this is for the 35XX Plus and the H. Finally, now the H has the analog controls mapped, so the joysticks are going to work. And they've done a bunch of other updates, a few of them being, and sorry, Rob, I might have you blow that up for me. My eyes ain't what they used to be.
Boomer.
I know. I'm so old. A few other things that they did here was it's a consolidated version, and they finally feel confident to put it in beta. Here's some instructions. So they're saying, all right, here's the cores and emulator statuses. Changelog, there's what I want to see. So this plays up to PSP, Dreamcast, N64, which is really cool, making use of the GPU side of these newer Anbernic Linux handhelds. But HDMI support, fixed reboot issues, fix all various amounts of issues. The brightness level not being saved, volume level not being saved. Bluetooth pairing is working now. But mainly the thing that I really was excited about is seeing the fact that, yes, now the analog sticks finally work, because none of the H variant custom firmwares get this analog sticks to work. That's one thing that I think even MINUI isn't quite there yet for that. Maybe I'm wrong. I need to look up our own news here. But at least for the Batocera Lite guys, this is looking good. I'm excited to load these on. That's my ramble for you.
It's cool for the people that have one handheld, or like this is their main handheld, because you're gonna be able to get the most out of it. For me personally, I'm probably gonna wait for a new version of like Garlic or MINUI, because the type of games I want to run on a little handheld like that work best in that type of setup where you can just quickly get to it, load it, and they're like D-pad focused. But if that's not the case, if this is your handheld, like this is the main thing and you want to get the most out of it, it's awesome.
Yeah, and it also is hot swappable like MINUI, so you can swap one, SD card between the two devices. So there you go. So
so it's going to be something that's good if you only have one handheld, but is also going to be a good operating system for those that want to use it on different things. They don't have to worry about transferring the saves; they just transfer the OS.
Wait, but it's just hot swappable between the 35XX models, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, if you're one of those people who needs the verticals for Tetris, at least you got that.
You can do a lot more than Tetris, man. Okay, don't be an elitist.
Like I said, PSP, Dreamcast, N64.
Yeah.
Hey, I still
freaking awesome.
That is pretty Tetris. Cool. I just
Ban, why do you hate everything I like?
Yeah.
So
what's wrong with you?
Oh, if you want to know who likes everything I hate, you talk to Joey.
That's the truth.
That would mean like we agree on a lot of stuff though, because everything I like, Joey hates.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna have to give him a hard time next week.
Yeah,
for sure.
Please.
We need to come up with some interesting questions. You all, if you don't mind.
Why do you hate every handheld?
ask Joey, why does he hate everything that we like?
I'm gonna have a bowl of cashew nuts like right here the whole time.
We are gonna do a Q&A with him, so we are gonna ask the audience ahead of time and during the live show. What questions do you have for Joey? Now's the time. He said he'll answer anything within reason. So we'll see. Okay. Also, Portmaster is really on a roll here. Christian Haitian developed this product called Portmaster. If you haven't heard of this before, basically it's a bunch of ports of old PC games, console games that can be playable on a range of Linux handhelds. Things like, To the Moon and Stardew Valley and Doom and Diablo. There's so many games.
A ton of stuff on here. Yeah,
and we're constantly seeing in our development announcement channel, in our Discord, you see Sebion constantly posting news about Portmaster. Like, okay, now this game's been released. And it's like 3 to 4 games a week for the last 2 years or something like that. It's just, it's a massive list. And so I really want to get into Portmaster and I'd love to do a video on that sometime. Yeah. Just Portmaster. Because there's so many cool games like BVVVV or whatever it's called.
Game. I love that game.
So
That's
good.
Such a good game.
Such a good game.
I've been using Portmaster since the 503. Like, it is my dedicated Portmaster handheld. With all of the games that have been coming out for it, it's just I can't get rid of the thing yet. I think you're gonna hate me when I say it. One of the most recent things they've added that I really love is Apatris.
Oh, nice. I saw that recently.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
It's my favorite way to play Tetris.
That's fair. I'm no judgment, Ban. I'm not upset by this. I'm a little disappointed. But
it's your bad decisions, not ours.
Yeah. This is on you now.
Yeah, it's all on me.
Dude, the Lego guy is closer.
What?
It's straight up
legitimately is way closer. Hold on. The Lego guy is like 5 feet closer to... No, I'm not... My eye's not playing tricks on me, guys. Like, he's closer, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You escape my attic, and the next thing you know, you move in with this freak.
Come on. I also like that it's in front of the bag, which I also thought was fake.
Is that a Amber Gucci?
No,
hey,
no.
He's got an Anbernic. Nice.
Wasn't there something about like Portmaster support being in question for some of the feature handhelds? Something about compatibility, or am I remembering this wrong?
I'm
I
not
thought
going
there
to
was
say
something.
you're wrong.
Oh no, vaguely remember something about something changing with Portmaster and like the future of it being uncertain. But I guess since nobody's confirming or denying it, I'm just remember this wrong. Sorry about that.
How dare you? No, it's okay. I mean, Portmaster honestly is something I haven't fully explored yet, but I always see the updates from Sebion in our Discord, and I'm like, I really need to give that entire ecosystem like some of my time and attention because there's just so much cool stuff going on.
Do it. You gotta do
For
it.
sure, because
I'm
also
going
you
to-
get access to games that otherwise wouldn't work on some of these handhelds. Like
Pretty
Shredder's
cool.
Revenge is one that comes to mind for me. So
Yeah.
it's cool stuff.
Well, speaking of other things that developers are doing, there is a new Game Boy Color game that you can purchase a physical copy of. Also, you can get it digitally called Mare's Sanctuary, and that one is run and released by our very own Nara of Nara Makes Games.
Nice.
And he released this a little bit ago. It's now available, and you can get it for $13 on the Incubate store. Again, link in our description there. But the game looks really nice. So if you want to actually, I'll show you where some footage is. If you go to that link
I'm trying to get to it right now. There we go.
and scroll over, you'll see the game, and then you have to click on, yep.
There we go.
It looks sleek. The soundtrack on this is just amazing too. I was listening to this earlier today, like I gotta get this one. It's sort of like a action RPG like Zelda, and it looks beautifully designed. Like you can tell he just put a lot of love into it.
Yeah.
That Game Boy Color is amazing.
Yeah, listen, it's so nice looking.
I had to do a double take. I was confused at first what I was looking at.
The white
Yeah.
gloves are a nice touch too.
Yeah. Everyone needs white gloves.
So you may
That's it.
recognize the name. So Anthony Wallace, Nara Makes Games, was working for Retro Dota the last few years as his news guy. And now he's off on his own doing this stuff. And it's just really cool to see him pivot like
this
this.
is awesome.
Mhm.
But we need that Game Boy issue, right? Let's.
Yeah.
How do we take that? I guess we have to go to Japan.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see the art style.
Yeah. Okay, so towards the end of the video, you're gonna see some fighting some baddies.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, this looks cool. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's.
this looks good.
I
yeah.
like that.
It's not your run-of-the-mill Game Boy Studio game. You know, you
No,
can
this
tell
looks
that,
really cool.
that there was some serious effort here.
I love how far development for old systems has gotten from just like the hobbyist crowd. Because if something like this would have come out during the time of the Game Boy Color itself, people would have gone crazy over the graphics.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's so cool like how you can push things now.
Mhm.
People are pushing this hardware so far, and yeah, I like the battle system too. So most of this footage is at nighttime, and I don't know if the whole game's at night or because it's about you're this mayor, and yeah, you're going through this whole adventure. So we'll have to report back on this. Good job, Nar.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
It does look cool. Well, guys, let's pivot ourselves and chatty chat about what we got in the mail this week. So, Rob, you left us surprise. You said you were gonna. We don't know what you're gonna show us. So you have an X1, and I know we chatted about it, but was there anything else you wanted to share today, sir?
I got the GKD Pixel in the mail.
Nice.
Yes. What color?
I got the blue one, so that's gonna be pretty fun to mess around with, see what it can do. And
Are you
then
gonna
I
do
got
a
this big
review
boy
for
here,
us, or you got
the
the?
X1?
There's the X1.
Yep.
So that has controllers that attach on the sides.
It does, yeah. So you probably can't see it, but there's a cover on the rail system, and this actually comes off. And then there's the rail system in there. So it's actually a tablet first. It has a magnetic keyboard that you can attach to it, and then it has controller attachments as well.
You know, Zoo's going to be all over this.
Yeah, it's a 3-in-1 device, so it's pretty nice. It's actually interesting for productivity. I think it's, with a big screen like that, that's kind of what you want to see. It's something I thought the Legion Go missed out on with not having a magnetic keyboard on there. So,
and you're releasing the video tomorrow, right?
Yes, I am. Yep.
Sweet.
It's pretty meaty. I go into a lot of benchmarking and just game testing and things like that, since this is kind of new territory for a lot of us.
And the CPU in that is the same that's in the Claw, right? It's the Meteor Lake H.
It's the 155H.
155, yep.
155H.
Core
Now,
Ultra,
I was seeing early benchmarking that actually is not really beating the Asus ROG Ally. In fact, it's underperforming in comparison too.
Yeah, it's kind of a mixed thing. So there's a lot of things to talk about with that for sure.
Can you drop the TDP below 15 watts?
You can, yes.
Okay, thank God. Yeah. The MSI Claw needs to figure out their stuff.
And that's kind of the thing too. I test the higher end stuff. I also talk about low TDP gaming and things like that. So I try to cover a little bit of everything with it.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to that one. Do you have anything else that you want to show us that you got this week? Anything?
No.
Tantalizing? Do you get any hot dogs or?
No, but looking at those controllers, I might have to get some for myself.
Well, that is a nice, beefy, no pun intended, device that you have there. So that I can see how that can take up your entire week. And
I've been, because the funny thing is, I got it just right after our last stream that we had, where we were talking about what we got in the mail, and I've been working with this thing for 2 weeks now. So,
oh wow,
really, really getting a feel for everything, and just really trying to understand the performance that we're getting here with the Meteor Lake, and just how it performs. It's interesting. There's a lot of interesting things happening there. So yeah,
it takes time to really get into a device. Like a full review, something where you really want to show people what it can do, is gonna take you a while. And most of it's not even actually making the video. It's just you got to get familiar with the device.
Right.
That's what I spent so much time on. And actually, the video was supposed to go out this morning, but last night I was doing my editing, and then my trackball died on me, and now I have a wrist injury from using a mouse.
Oh, man. No.
So it's just it's
Wait,
never
this
ending.
trackball?
Yeah, it just died. It's like I'm scrolling across trying to do my edits, and it's just selecting things on its own, and it was moving things all over the place.
I'll mail this to you if you want it.
I got a good replacement here. I actually
good.
found one on Amazon that shipped the same day, and it's got a purple.
He's got the purple ball.
Ooh, nice. You love those purple balls.
So there you go. I got this in the mail too. So
hey,
just one little comment I want to make about like the actual benchmarking of it. You got to keep in mind that raw numbers aren't the whole story. Just because a device is getting higher scores doesn't mean it's actually going to outperform in a lot of games. Drivers play a huge role. Yeah,
that's where things are very, very interesting. So I think numbers are So I always say it. I even say it in the video that's coming out tomorrow, that synthetic benchmarking, that means one thing, but real life performance, real world performance can be very different. It can paint a very different picture. I will say that Intel, I like what I'm seeing with Meteor Lake. I think they're on the right path. They need to be doing this because AMD will just keep killing them basically, and I'm glad to see this shift in technology for them.
Yeah, because
AMD
Intel
has. Go ahead.
No, I was saying at every TDP wattage, it seems like AMD is destroying Intel for this generation.
Yeah.
So Meteor Lake brings a lot of firsts for Intel. So they have shifted the entire technology of what they're doing. It's the first shift they've had in over 40 years. They're basically doing what AMD and Qualcomm do. They're using chiplets now. So there's a lot of very interesting things to see here. I'm rooting for Team Blue. I think more competition is always a good thing. We need that in the space because just like AMD had issues in the past and got complacent, and Intel kind of stepped up. Then Intel became complacent and AMD stepped up. So we do need this back and forth. It's a good thing. It pushes tech forward.
And they're going to see this. They're going to see their Intel Meteor Lakes in all these handhelds this year. And next year, it's probably where they're going to bring that performance boost and say, we really got to focus on these handheld PCs because this market is going to get big.
Well, they can't wait till next year.
They're still shifting some of their technology. So this is going to be interesting. This chip is actually the first time they're using the 7-nanometer fab process for themselves. So they're doing a lot of interesting things here, but they're not done. They have a huge roadmap in terms of what they're trying to push here.
And it feels like for a few years now, AMD's pretty much gone unchallenged with these integrated chips where they've kind of dominated the game as far as performance and bang for buck for what you can do. So Intel, they're solid on the whole PC side of it, but the integrated chips, the smaller, more power efficient chips, they have a lot of ground to cover to try to catch up to what AMD's been doing.
And it's funny because a couple of years back, I was so excited when AMD was starting to put out the Ryzen stuff because really Intel integrated graphics were just not great at all. I mean, so Yeah, I mean, I like seeing the back and forth. I want to see more competition. I think Intel needs to step it up. A company that big with that kind of money, they should be able to catch up and do something with their tech.
Yeah, because Ryzen's doing amazing things. I mean, the GPU performance on the Ryzen chips is crazy for the amount of watts they're pulling. Like you've got a chip that's pulling 15 to 30 watt CDP that's giving you similar GPU performance to something you would have found in an older full-size PC card. That's insane to me.
Well, Aish, speaking of talking to you right now in this moment, do you want to share what what'd you get this week, sir?
Oh, so I got, let me grab it over here.
See the goodies in that dopamine hit.
Oh.
So one of the things that I got that I'm going to be getting into, I just made it myself on my screen. Sorry about that. Give me just 1 second here, because I can't see you guys. I don't know where you went.
You don't need to see it.
I mean,
I'm right here.
That matters, really.
Yeah, you're what matters.
There we go. So I got this little guy the 780 M from Minisforum, which I'm going to be reviewing. So for people that don't know what this is, this has the same chip in it as the ROG Ally, so the 7840U, but it's this big. So for comparisons, here's my phone. I know Rust covered it not too long ago, so I'm going to be going into this one. So if there's anything you guys want to see or have questions about, let me know and I'll try to cover it. And I'm really excited for this one because I've gotten a few mini PCs before, but they've been kind of lower end, and this one really is going to let me push a lot more and just it's awesome to have something this small that can do AAA gaming, that can do high-end emulation, that can do pretty much whatever you want to throw on it. So
step aside AM01 AYANEO thing.
Yeah. No, well, that's another one that I still want to cover because I still think there's use cases for those lower end, less powerful mini PCs.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
Again, it's not always a numbers game. We're really obsessed with bigger number, better number,
bigger, better.
Like exactly.
No.
It's
I always say it. Power isn't always everything. That's the funny thing.
Exactly. It's just one side of the story. It's good to have. Don't get me wrong. I'm never gonna poo-poo it and act like I don't want a more powerful system. But there's things you can do with some other ones. So I'm gonna be covering that one too.
Nice. Well, what else did you get in your goodie bag here?
That boy over here.
Oh yes, the G8 Galileo.
Which this thing is awesome. I already did the
you did the mod. Yes.
Yeah. So that's going to be in the video. It's pretty easy. And thank you,
I have the Red Magic version of that. I have basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing.
Better.
So I've been using this on my iPad because I've had some Android tablets and I wanted to know what I could do with like an iPad as far as emulation, which is what the video is going to be about. Like, what can you emulate on an iPad? That's cool. The surprising thing is this actually works better on iOS than it does on Android, even though it's not the iPhone version. So it's pretty cool because it doesn't. I know, right? So my biggest surprise was that I plugged this in, I loaded up Call of Duty Mobile, recognized it right away. No need for screen mapping, no need for the app, no need for nothing.
It's
but
beautiful.
on Android, it doesn't do that.
Son of a.
On Android,
that's because there's some. Apple's doing some sneaky stuff there behind the scenes. But,
so what I did with this one is I just keep it in the PlayStation mode and it gets recognized right away. And it works on everything. It works on Genshin. It works on Call of Duty. It works on Diablo. So I got hooked on Call of Duty. And my big thing is, so I'm going to be using my tablet here, which is just an iPad. It's an older iPad Pro. But the screen is somewhere between 3x2 and 4x3. So retro stuff looks awesome on it. I actually beat Metal Slug 2 for Game of the Month using this. Fantastic. And it was an awesome setup. It's great. The games look so good. There's a lot you can't do with Apple, unfortunately, because of the way they're working things. But it's still...
Metal Slug, I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but Metal Slug, thanks again for that tip for increasing the CPU clock speed. That fixed the slowdown for me too. So that was...
It makes it way more playable.
Sorry, Rob. I couldn't play it the way it was intended. It was too slow.
I played that game. Metal Slug was my thing growing up, so I've played all of those games more hours than I can count. And like, if I can choose between slowdown, no slowdown, I'm gonna take no slowdown every single time.
I don't blame you.
Does it fit a 12-inch iPad?
Yes, it does. So this is the 11. So just to show you guys, just really quick, because mine is an 11-inch, but let me throw it in here so you can kind of see.
And you have a video on this coming out
in the next few days.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like once it's already in there. Sorry, my camera is kind of
getting that
blurring some stuff out, but you can still pull it out even more. So much room.
We got an Aish.
We got an Aish on an Aish.
Webcam turned on it, and we got like a zoom in on your nose. It was great. That was
nice.
That was a top moment. That was good.
Yeah, so there you go. This is how much more.
Just gonna go back to screen cap that for sure.
Oh my
there
god!
You go. So you have a few inches.
So
still.
wide.
Yeah, that's
And
You can fit a 13
The
inch in
screens
there.
are, yeah, and the screens are pretty sturdy. Sorry, the springs back here.
Oh yeah, they are.
The cool thing about this controller is, so the signal for one side to the other gets passed by the springs, so you don't have to worry about ripping cables or anything like that. And
That's
you're not
stretchy
going to
boy.
shock yourself. It's a very, very low like voltage here. You won't even notice it's really not an issue. But that's the cool thing. So you can stretch it a lot more. And they have some hefty springs in there.
Hey, you got to print Base Derek's back cover there. With
I've been looking for that. So I got to find somebody that
I-
has that because I want
Oh,
it. This
shit.
is the only thing I don't like. So right here.
Wait, that's
Hey,
one.
Hey, you know I'm sending you something, right? And I got a 3D printer. Just
That's
Just
true.
Hey,
Good
But
stuff.
You found
I
it.
gotta. So here's the only thing about emulating on an iPad is I didn't want to jailbreak mine because I use mine for work and I still want everything to work properly. But you have to use the alt store and you have to be renewing your apps every 7 days. Like right now,
That's
I was
what
going
I
to show you
hate
guys
about that,
RetroArch, but I forgot to do it, so I can't do that right now because the games do look great. And then if you're on iOS 17, you can't emulate Dreamcast, you can't emulate the GameCube, you can't do any of those unless you have a Mac to be able to get
Nonsense.
all these things going on. So
Right.
is it really worth it for emulation? I don't know. Watch the
Do
video.
what you-
I think it is. But
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to your video. Thank you for taking the time. You've been working on that one for a while, so I'm excited to see your thoughts.
it would
on
have been out, but this guy.
I know the
got in
556.
the way.
We're about to talk
Yeah.
about that, by the way, and we are
Yeah.
going into lightning round mode now. So I'm going to share mine, then ban, and then we're going to talk about the 556 real quick. Okay, so this week I got GKD Pixel. I got the green one. I cannot wait to cover this. I've already started on my video. The software leaves a lot to be desired. I really like the buttons though, and the hardware. This is sort of the RG Nano, but just big enough to where I can sort of enjoy it a bit more, and I can actually see it, which is good. MiniUI though has an early build on this, and that might save the device for me. So this was sent to me from RetroCN, over from Rex at RetroCN. Thank you so much for getting this sent over. I can't wait to make content on that. Also, Epic 3D Print Shop is making these
Ooh. Oh, nice.
Retroid Pocket 4, 2S, all pretty much a wide array of handhelds. But here's the brand new one for the Pocket 4 and the 4 Pro. And what this is, not only is it an ergo grip, which I actually like it a little bit more compared to the official grip because it just is in the right spot for my hands and it feels good. The texture feels good. And you can pick this up in our description at his Etsy shop.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, I love when
But
they do that.
I
Also,
love
you can
that
flip
too.
it around and it's
Yeah.
dual purpose. So now you can protect your
very cool.
screen. And I love that. So there's other ones. You know, there's one here for the 2S, and I got it in green to match
Of
my
course.
green 2S, and a 405M option. So these are pretty cheap, and definitely the value is there. So I recommend picking it up if you want an alternative ergo grip. Pick it up and tell us your thoughts. Let them know. They're always trying to make more and more products better.
Are those
better.
resin prints?
These are, I believe, resin.
Oh, nice.
Feels that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say they look pretty good quality.
I believe so. Well, maybe it's. I don't know enough about 3D. I need like a 3D printing primer to talk smart with you guys about this, but it feels good. It's nice and gritty, and you don't have the little, what do you call it? The little pieces of strings hanging
Oh,
off.
yeah,
Call
the
that.
stringing.
The stringing drives me crazy
Yeah.
sometimes.
It bugs me too.
Also, lastly, this is exciting. This is the GameForce Ace showed up. So I have one in white. I have also one in black that was sent over that I'm sending to Aish. But this is an 8
I'm sorry,
gig.
did you just say the GameForce Aish?
The GameForce Aish. Yes, this is
Yep.
the GameForce Aish. It was developed by Aish. He invented this handheld. You know, he invents a wide
my
array of
shortcomings.
handhelds, except for the ones that Pride Tunes
Oh,
invents for
no.
Anbernic. But
That's a Switch
these
Lite.
ones-
Don't lie.
it looks like a Switch Lite, 256 gig. And I've not even opened this yet or done anything
Oh,
with
nice.
it because I know that it's a mess. I've seen all over the community that this thing's a mess, and it's not quite time yet. It's not even reviewable yet. I'm seeing Joey released a video and he's like, this thing is not ready and it needs software. So here's what's exciting. Just during this live show, the Gamma Squeeze said, hey, by the way, I have a GameForce Ace dev unit on the way. Thanks to No Time to date for sorting that out for me. So we might see Gamma OS on this.
Oh, nice.
But this thing is huge, by the way. It's much bigger than I thought. Let's see. But it's comfortable, and I like the feel of it. The plastic is high quality. Nice clicky L1, R1. I like the analog sticks, or the analog
even?
triggers. Yeah. The triggers actually are even on this model.
Nice. Okay.
I know that that's been a complaint that it's not even. And maybe on the one I'm sending you, Aish, the black model, maybe it's worse. I don't know. Hope not. But I like the D-pad and actually like the face buttons.
Oh, in the black model? Nice.
You are, yeah. The hardware-wise, I thought this feels premium to me. But apparently it just goes downhill from there. So I'm waiting to hear back from the dev, Gao Feng, and I want to chat with him about what options or what fixes he's going to make available for folks before I go in blind like I did with the KTR1. And, you know, it just... that another one that wasn't quite ready at the time. So I want to do a little more due diligence on this before I go in and roast it, because as is, I can't review this. Otherwise, I'm just going to say this thing sucks. It's a waste of money. Even though I got it for the pre-order price of 150, 170-ish, now they sell for $240, $250.
Yeah.
It's full price. And this is running the Orange Pi, you know, 3588S, I believe, inside it.
Yep. The rock chip.
The rock chip.
Yep.
And so it's going to play, you know, up to PS2 and all that. And it has Android 13 on it. But everything is, as far as I understand, is rushed on this. And so I want to give the dev a week, come back from Lunar New Year, figure out something for folks. Then I'm going to review it, because this right now is just, it's a tinker special.
Yep.
Buy it. You want to tinker with it, and it is not perfect. So.
Yeah, when
Jealous.
that gets Linux, though. When that
Jealous.
gets Linux.
Yes,
yeah.
it is. It is. Jealous is actively working on this.
Yeah. Because we might be able to run some actual like Steam games on that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. Like the prospect is cool. And what's even cooler is the fact that other chipsets like PowKiddy is going to come along. You know that they're going to duplicate this, and they're probably going to improve a lot of things about it. But GameForce classically, and Anbernic too, and GameForce classically makes good stuff. And so I am disappointed at how people are having to deal with this handheld out the gate. A lot of disappointed customers right now. So let's make it right for him, Gao Feng. You know, just provide software fixes. The screen is at 52 hertz resolution, so it's just screen tearing, frame pacing issues across the board. So yeah, fix the software. Let's get Jealous on there. If there's hardware issues, please send out fix-it kits for folks. Make this right. And then that's one I will be looking to cover. So that's my soapbox spiel. Single dev, trying to give them some love. But yeah, right now it's a sad state of affairs. If you go into our GameForce Ace channel in our Discord, it's a sad state of affairs.
Give it a few weeks. It's gonna get a lot better. There's potential there.
Oh, my pillow, yeah. We got this at CES. There was swag. This is a Asus ROG Ally. Asus. It has actual bump outs for the buttons.
My son loves it.
Yeah. I wish I could have been there for that thing.
It's fun. It's good. It's good. Okay, so that's that mail day, all that good stuff. Ban, what did you get?
Okay, I'm only gonna pull up two things. First one, I sold my white RGB30 finally, and I got a metal one. Nice red metal.
And you can't buy this just in a store or online. You have to talk to a Discord user who has to direct import it from China, right?
Yeah, he basically imported it from China. I paid the extra for shipping, and it got to me. I really love the feel of it. Honestly, it feels so nice.
Fancy.
It feels so much nicer in the hands.
You hear that rattle?
Yeah, I don't know if
a rattle boy.
It's a rattly boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really rattly.
And I found it out because the shoulder buttons have way too much play on the hole that they cut out for it.
Put some tape in there.
Yeah, put some tape in there. Maybe put some like foam up in it. But the issue is, the face buttons are also really clacky as well.
Oh no!
Because it looks
so nice though.
Yeah, they just kind of scrape up against the sides.
How much did that cost?
He was selling it for 180, but I did a three-way trade, so I didn't actually pay for it.
You do that trick where like you trade money with somebody, you somehow end up with all the money and they end up with nothing.
I wish that was
It's called
me, but
conning people.
Okay.
It's not a trick. That's illegal. Don't do
Oh,
that.
that's actually fraud.
There it is.
That's fraud.
Hey,
There he is.
Tad's in the chat actually.
Oh, Tattered Nerd. Yeah, so Tatted Nerd, we didn't want to blast your name out there in case you didn't want all the extra attention and people coming like to get orders and all that in. So, but if you're open to it, I mean, I'd love to chat about getting something like that. I don't know about an RGB30 for 170, but maybe another handheld.
I understand why it's pricey, but it's pricey.
Yeah, it's metal. It's
Because-
CNC.
But it's not like a big production thing. It's
It's not a cheap
low
process.
volume. I mean, Regs in the Discord, he got a purple one, and I'm jealous of the
Ooh.
purple one.
I want the purple. I want that.
Such a nice
Purple's so
purple.
beautiful.
Well,
I'm so happy with the red still.
it looks gorgeous, man. But tatted nerd, we gotta chat because if you're doing metal devices, there's a couple on my mind.
Yeah.
Ban, what else you got there, sir?
The other thing I got, RG556.
Nice.
Beautiful.
You wrote an article.
I did.
You compared it. You did a versus against the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, which is ballsy for one. I feel like not a lot of people are just outright saying, you know what, we're going to put these two devices head to head. But I thought it was really well done, and thank you for
the color.
for
You
publishing
even got
this.
the watermelon.
You got the
RP4
watermelon.
Pro and
The
blue
watermelon.
art. So good. That's a killer thumbnail. I'm sorry.
So Too Long Didn't Read. What was your conclusion with this?
Too Long Didn't Read. If you want something that's comfortable and you want
Mhm.
something that has a good screen, the 556 is the way to go.
Yeah.
But I personally preferred the current Android setup. I prefer the buttons, the sticks, and the triggers of the RP4 Pro,
Well-
even if I don't like the ergonomics as much and it's not as comfortable of a device.
And you know, what about something like just the regular RP4, the D900? Russ did a video on that just the other day.
Yeah, he did the video, and I think I kind of agree with what he said, where unless you're really worried about battery life, the extra $50 kind of makes it a hard sell.
Yeah, it's kind of like just spend the extra $50, get yourself the top-notch deal, or just get the 556. But you're not going to get that Retroid software love. You're not going to get that polished OS. You are going to have to do.
We might get Gamma love though.
But yes.
Yes.
Well, last we heard from Gamma OS is that the Gamma Squeeze said, "Hey, I'm still trying. I need an unbricker because this is a situation where I do not want folks to brick their devices until we have an unbricker."
What I understand is that he's able to get Gamma OS on it, but there's no way to fix it if things go south. So if he puts that out there and somebody tries to install it and something doesn't work out, your device is bricked, then you have a paperweight on your hands. So that's I appreciate him doing that and being that responsible to say like, hey guys, no, this isn't going out into anybody's hands until there's a way to revert any damage you might do. That's the responsible, correct way to do it.
It is the
what I liked
responsible
about
way.
it. Yep. For sure. With the 505 and the 405, they had the same thing where you could unbrick it. So there was no concern there if you screwed up on the process or whatever. So that was very nice to have.
But at the end of my video, my conclusion was that the 556 is one good software upgrade away from being great. Like that's how I feel about it. Like if they just fix the sticks, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna do because they've done it before with the 505, they just updated it and it was fine. It wasn't a big deal. And with the Android build itself isn't that bad, other than the PPSSPP issues with updating. But I think that's actually an Android 13 issue, not necessarily like something Anbernic did.
Okay,
it's something with the app and like permissions that you need for the new Android builds. It's not bad. Like my only complaints is I wish they would have done that spoofing thing that Retroid did and Gamma has for the Xbox controllers for things like Call of Duty Mobile and some other Android games like Evo Land. That if you don't have an Xbox controller, your controllers don't work. That would have been really cool to see. But that's really about it. Like if your budget is around like $160, $170, between the regular RP4 and the 556, I would say go for the 556.
Yeah.
But if you want more power, like if you just want the most performance within that price range, get the 4 Pro.
Yeah, it is such a toss-up, but it is at the end of the day, it's what do you care about the most? Screen, 556, performance, RP4 Pro.
Yeah. If you just want to play some like if you just want to play like some RPGs, you want to play some of like the easier titles like PlayStation 2 RPG, stuff like that, you want the best viewing experience and you're going to sit down for hours, I think the 556 is the way to go because of just how comfortable it is.
But the 556 has those switch sticks, which are pretty awful. That's the one thing. Those cardinal direction snapping. That's the one thing. That's the one reason why I'm not playing it every single day. It's because I'm waiting for a custom firmware fix or Anbernic to release a patch like they did for the 505 that fixes that cardinal direction snapping. Then it's like, okay, this is clearing away the way to go. Right now, it's like, I don't know. If you don't mind a little bit less crazy, good-looking screen, RP4 Pro is a nice all-in-one pocketable device.
Yep. I personally felt like you really can't go wrong with either option in this like price range. That's
the thing. Like we have so many options today. That's the beautiful thing. Like, you know, you could really find something that fits your specific needs because we really do have a lot of options.
Base Derek says buy an Ace.
Yeah. I mean,
look, that's what Derek likes. He thinks the Ace is the best fit for him.
The only thing
he's a good tinkerer. He likes to tinker.
Only thing in the $150 to $200 price range I would not recommend is the 552 because they're still selling that for like $100.
Yeah, don't get that.
Anbernic is still selling devices from 5 years ago.
Guys. But the screen on that is beautiful still. It's great for GBA content, great for PSP, but the battery life is so bad. If you try to put the thing in standby, good luck having it be ready to play the next time you power it on a day later. You know, I think
if you can get one for a good deal, like if you can get a cheap one, and you just want to play like some retro stuff, it's not bad. There's other options, but that screen is really freaking good if you want to play like Game Boy Advance and games like that. I can see that. But for me, the way I use these handhelds, like if I'm going to play a big game, I'm going to grab the Steam Deck or I'm going to grab something else for that. I've been playing like a lot of platformers. I've been playing like if I'm playing like RPGs and stuff like that. I've actually kind of been going for the 556 more than my 4 Pro, even though I really like the 4 Pro. It's just like there's certain things like the D-pad for me is huge. Like I love that. I really like this D-pad and the screen. Like I can't undersell that screen.
The screen is gorgeous. Okay, I mean it to me. I look at next to my AYANEO Pocket Air, and I'm like, man, this screen really is on par. You know, for a really good price point. And the thing that people complain about the D-pad being glossy. I've seen multiple complaints. Did you guys not look at your Steam Deck lately?
Yeah.
It's the same glossy D-pad. People are so funny, you know, about that.
Here's the thing. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh, he's Pocket Air. Oh yeah,
because I got both of the beautiful. Yeah,
that's a closer comparison for me. I mean, that really, to me, I would spend more time trying to compare those two instead of trying versus the RP4 Pro personally, but everyone seems to really want to clash those two together.
Which is interesting because, again, like if you're buying an RP4 Pro, chances are you're looking for something as compact as possible. So like that's why that's appealing. You know, I feel like that's how it is for me. Like I like that device because it really is pretty compact and you could throw it in your pocket legitimately.
And the performance on it is no joke. That's the thing.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
When I'm reviewing a handheld, like I don't usually review it from my point of view. Like I'm gonna give my opinions on it, but I kind of try to put myself in the position of somebody that's just gonna buy one of them. Because the majority of people don't have all of these handhelds to like say like, well, I'm going to use this for that or this for that or this for that. If somebody's picking something
we're just madmen.
Exactly. And they want the best bang for buck. You want the best system coverage and all that. The 4 Pro is hands down the way to go. Like it's just there is a difference in performance there. But depending on what you want out of a handheld, like what your needs are and what you prioritize, the 556 is a solid choice. That's kind of where I fall on that one. Personally, I like it, but I like it because I know if I want to play something more powerful, I can grab my deck, I can grab my Odin, I can grab something else that's not a problem for me.
Yeah.
But if it was just me, I can only have one, I'm probably going to buy the 4 Pro.
Yeah.
And for me, if I could only have one, I'll probably get the 556. If those are the two options. If those are my two options, because I'm a sucker for a good screen over almost everything else. That's just me, and I did not review it under that you know, because that, again, it's so damn personal for everybody.
Yeah.
If we're saying performance, we're saying ergonomics. That's again a really
Funny
tough
thing
toss.
is, even like when it comes to ergonomics, that's also very
556.
personal. Like
It is,
Yeah.
but the
because I've
556
seen people
is
say like they
obviously
like the RP3 Plus, and I'm
the
like,
556
Look at
is a
the
more
size difference, man.
ergonomic device
Yeah.
in general. It just feels good in the hands, and the OLED quality on that is better than the 505 for sure. But they're two different devices for two different use cases. One's pocketable, one's not. You know,
yep,
the RP you could
exactly.
easily own both of these, I think, and be happy. One's on the go, one's at home.
Yeah.
Throw on an Ergo Grip on your RP4 Pro. There you go. Now you have a 505. But again, who wants to carry around an Ergo Grip everywhere? It's a
I guess
toss
if
up.
you're putting an Ergo Grip
I
on
actually
this,
find
it's
the
gonna be
4
about the
Pro
same
pretty
size.
comfortable.
Yeah, the 4 Pro is great. I mean, this was a up to this point. I was like, oh, this is hands down like what I'm going to throw in my pocket to take around with me, just because of how comfortable it is. And the D-pad is great. The build quality is awesome. Like Retroid nailed it with the materials, but there's just something about this thing that even though it's not as powerful, there's software issues. I just keep reaching for it. I can't really like pin down exactly what it is. I enjoy it.
People are poking fun. We've only had our 556 content on our channel the last like 2 weeks here. That's fair. But you know, it's not that I wouldn't call us, you know, shills or Anbernic, you know, just we love Anbernic. It's the fact that this is what we want to talk about right now because it's a very interesting device and it's a brand new chipset for us. You know how exciting it is to try out a new chipset after we've had a string of God knows how many T618
Or
devices, you know, the same, it's the
These are the
same
bumps.
performance over and over again. So it's like when we get a new chipset, we are going to go balls to the wall.
Yeah.
And that TA20 is surprisingly performant. Like I was not expecting it to do as well as it did.
That
Like,
was what
my-
was surprising. You're
Yeah.
playing freaking Prince of Persia on Switch, a game that came out like 2 weeks ago.
I'm telling you, those
Yeah, on the
Unisoc chips
556.
are they push above their weight. They really
Yeah.
do. Like,
Once you tune it
they're
just right.
surprisingly amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
you imagine when Gamma gets his hands on this and he actually gets the unbricker working and he gets his optimizations in there and his battery life optimizations.
Mhm.
This device, I think, is going to be just a super exciting thing for the next couple of years. And everyone says, yeah, but they're going to release a variant, the 556M, the 556V. Sure, probably one or two of those they will, but it's at such a high price point already that I don't see them doing too many variants. They do that on the cheaper devices usually, not in their... Like, did you see the Win600? Did the Win600 get a bunch of releases? No. Got
But was
three
it a good
SKUs.
handheld?
The reason I do think we're
No.
going to see releases on this one though is because this is the
Jano has worked.
replacement for the 404 for like the 405 line where we saw the 505, we saw the 405M and the 405B using the same chip for the same prices. So I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we're going to see other versions of this. Like if I don't think this is going to happen, but can you imagine if they actually make a 4x3 screen with this chip in it for like that's going to be crazy. I will pick that up right away.
Just look for their
Yeah,
announcement
it's-
next month.
And Pride Teams, I think a good point there. People always say, yeah, if you're positive on Anbernic or Retroid at all, you're a shill. And people have a hard time deciding, depending on the week, if we're a Retroid shill or an Anbernic shill. So right now, we're in Anbernic land with their exciting new device last month.
Here's the thing with that. Like,
Retroid.
if you actually watch our reviews, like, I'll speak for mine. If you actually watch my reviews, I try to be positive on my reviews, but I still point out every single issue. Like on this one, I said, hey, the sticks are a problem. The materials aren't as good. There's a problem with the headphone jack. There's like a pinging noise. There's a few things that Anbernic could have done better. But
Yeah,
the reality is, like, at the end of the day, did I enjoy using it? Yes. Did Anbernic do a lot of things right? Yes. Like these ridiculous looking little bumps at the bottom. When I first saw it, I was like, that is one of the ugliest things I've seen. But then I grabbed it and I was like, oh crap, that makes perfect sense. Because when you're grabbing the D-pad, you hook it like this, and now the D-pad's comfortable to use. Like this is such a huge difference. Just having that, being
To
able
have
to
that
like, wrap
option.
your fingers. Yeah.
Well, there's some thought put into it. It's
Yeah.
just nice to see some of these brands. You get one of these handhelds and you're like, oh God, what? Why would they do this? You know, so simple. They didn't have to do a lot to make this good, and they fumbled it. So the fact that you see even a little bit of care put in, we get excited. We're like, hey, okay, all right, they're listening. They're stacked shoulders for the first time.
Yep.
Doing a high quality OLED screen, not the 505 Vita OLED screen, which is an aging screen, which has its multiple issues.
Yeah,
Splotches, splotchiness, and all this stuff drives me crazy. I just stopped
saw
using
some
the
people-
505.
Yep, I saw some people calling like materials cheap, and the reason why I wouldn't call them cheap is because if you grab this and you grab the Odin 1, the materials feel almost exactly the same. Like when you take the back cover off and all that, they feel really, really similar. So it's like I can't call them cheap, but they're not as good as what we've seen from Anbernic. That is
yes, absolutely. It is a cheap feeling plastic. I can't deny that at all.
No.
I'm not even
it looks
saying,
that way. It really does look that way, even on camera.
Yeah.
Like, it comes across that way.
and I'm not saying it's the one at all, because the
No,
Odin
no.
2, let's be honest, the Odin 2 for a little bit more money is going to be the one still. It just is. I mean, it was handled of the year for us last year.
Yes.
But if we're talking getting exciting with the $200 price point, the 556 is a exciting device to talk about and to play with. And as we optimize it more and we play more and more PS2 and GameCube and Switch and 3DS, I just think we got a nice retro stew going, guys.
Yep.
And Ban, thank you so much for writing that Versus article up. Everyone, check this out. So it's in our sources in our description. Read Ban's article on our website, retrohandhelds.gg. We have daily articles out all the time on news and also reviews for things. We have a new one out from Nick on our team as well, who covered the R33S, which is something we haven't covered on the video side at all. But that's a clone of the Miu Mini Plus that we are interested in. So we might get that at some point. Everybody, yeah, I think we're going to wrap this up here. But thank you so much for watching. And Aish, do you have anyone have any final rants?
I do have two things I want to say really quick. Not rants, but just addressing something from chat. Well, the first one is from Michael Levote. I hope I got your name right. I'm sorry about that. Like, I'm glad you stuck around. He's saying that he wasn't too sure about our coverage. For people that don't understand the dynamic of our channel, we have 3 people on the channel. So it's 3 different takes on something that you're not going to get a unified answer, and you're going to get a full coverage of people that want to see different things, and you're going to see different opinions. So keep an eye out for that. And again, thanks for sticking around. I hope like we see you around a little bit more often. And the final one is from Michael Benny. $50 is a lot. I know a lot of people are downplaying how much it is. That's 25% of the cost of the device.
Yeah.
But when you compare performance, if it's the exact same device otherwise, the extra RAM, the extra performance, when you put that value into it's just $50 more, it makes sense to go for that higher end model. And that's it. I just wanted to cover that.
It really does. And also, I saw Michael's comment here just now. Yeah, that is a good point. We are 3 very different people on one channel with 3 very different opinions. So you will rarely see us all be unanimous about anything. You know, we all have different takes, and we also have our writers who release reviews, like Ban and other folks on our team with their own opinions. Raven on our team is about to release a full review for the 556, and everyone has a different take on it. But watch all 3 of the videos, because then you should get a nice, holistic. That's a popular term everyone seems to use. A holistic view of the handheld. And I'm proud of the team for what we came away with for the 556. We worked our butts off covering this handheld, everybody. We've spent the last month, just diving in deep. Stay tuned for Rob's content. He has one on the way, and he's going to have one for giveaway, possibly, I heard. Rumors are. So,
here's a good way to look at it is it's 3 channels in one. Basically,
I
know it's not. And it's unorthodox, and people aren't used to it. But once you kind of spend a little bit of time with their content, you'll start to realize that that's the case. Easy way to tell is if you see a purple thumbnail, it's Stubbs. If you see a pink one, it's usually going to be Zoo. And if you see one with a white background, it's normally going to be me.
We have Aish's Tech Talk, Stubbs stuff, and Zoo reviews. So we have 3
it's
playlists.
Weird, guys, but
we've split up. So treat us now more like we split up now into basically 3 different content creators. And we have this media, what do you call it? Media network is what we have on the channel here. And we have 3 different shows. And the podcast is a 4th show, really. And that is, me, Rob, and Aish and Ban here. So we're going to be back doing this every week. And I'm rambling off here, but let's wrap this up.
Sorry, just before we go really quick, somebody asked me multiple times, and I want to make sure they get an answer. We haven't done the recording of the Black Seraph thing. You want to cover that?
Yeah, I was going to address Player Thunder. By the way, cheers from Portugal. How's the weather doing over there? So what happened to Black Seraph? We were going to GarlicOS back in December. Black Seraph had an illness and some personal stuff going on, so we waited till later, and we just haven't revisited yet. So I wouldn't call that off yet. We still have plans to do that, but it's not quite ready yet. And Garlic 2.0 is still being developed. He's not throwing in the towel, but he's kind of waiting for some other devs to come in to help port it to other handhelds. And we are going to come back to that. I don't know. I could say March or April. So it's going to be a little while still. Don't give up on us just yet. Aish, do you have any thoughts on that?
No, wait out for it. Like I know it's taking a long time. It's taking longer than what Black Seraph usually does. We're
not devs either. I'm scared to do that stream. I'm scared to live on camera port something. But
I think we said somebody asked. I think we might be doing the V90 possibly, something, or one of those handhelds. I forgot which one it is.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. No, we were gonna do the OG 35XX.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Not that it's going to be better, mind you. No. The original is going to be better for that handheld specifically, but it will be exciting just as a proof of concept and to say, hey, look, we made an operating system. We'll give ourselves the developer's role, and then we'll just start going into random discords and start fights.
Yep. The dev, shut up.
It'll be we love our devs. We appreciate our devs. Come into our Discord because we have a bunch of devs there, and they have a development news channel at the top of our Discord, and you can see all the latest from all of these wonderful devs who come by and call RH their home. Thank you guys.
Would it be possible without them?
Miguel and Thor. Oh, that is from back in the day. Yeah, Thor left. Yeah, he quit. He quit RH about a year ago. We haven't seen him since. He was doing something with SpaceX or something. I'm sure he's off to exciting pastures, and I miss the guy, to be honest. But I love our crew now, and we kept it going. We kept the flame alive, and we're going to keep on doing it. We're going to keep on keeping on. Well, let's
flexing on us.
Flexing. It's good there.
With this cool wristband from like the early 2000s. Just put like a leather one over it.
This is like the tape. I don't know what the hell it's called, but yeah.
Oh, man. All right, guys. So thanks again for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for your weekly dose of handheld news. A special thanks, of course, to our channel members, patrons, and subs for making this show possible. And we have Aisha's brand new fancy credits list here of all of our patrons and supporters here. Thank you all so very much. You have no idea how much it means to us that you are coming back. Perks start for as little as $3 a month. And you know what? There's multiple ways. YouTube member, Discord Premium, or joining our Patreon, all in our description. Don't forget to check out our other videos, of course. Join us on our Discord where we chat and play games. And join us next week for a episode with Joey from Joey's Retro Handhelds. We're going to grab your questions and bother that man for a solid hour to hour and a half. but not 2 hours. We're not a 2 hour podcast anymore.
No.
1
to an hour and a half, guys. That's
1 to hour and a half. And as always, this has been Stubbs on behalf of Rob the Retro Tech Dad, Aish, and producer Ban. Take care of your handhelds, everybody, and each other.
Good night, everybody. Take care.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.